Two black guys
Two black guys.
with table talk.
Table talk.
Yes,
What it do,
sir.
y'all?
So we back at y'all, man. Let me hit them with it, bro. Subscribe, hit the notification, follow on Spotify. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. And get them likes up. Get them likes up.
Don't be no weirdo, man. Don't come in our house not speaking.
Right? Shit.
Speak up.
So listen, now we coming at y'all with a special one. Christmas Day edition. We got a
Yes, sir.
special guest, man. A special guest, guys. Jamar Baker.
What's up, Jamar?
What's going on, brothers? As I stated before, Merry Christmas.
Yes,
Merry
sir.
Christmas.
Ho, 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 ho.
Oh,
So,
no, so was Santa good for you and your family? How's everything going over there?
Oh yeah, you know we blessed. You know the kids are enjoying their gifts. They off doing their own thing. The joy of teenagers.
yep.
Okay. So we're gonna get this thing popping off real quick.
Okay.
We decided we want to go ahead and do, like I said, a special edition. We're gonna try something new. Being that we're trying to do this through our Zoom. That's how we're doing it right now. It's a little different than the formats that we did it before. So we're inviting a parent that has kids in sports as well. And so somebody that we know, and there was a couple of questions I wanted to ask him. We just did this out the blue, like literally less than 30 minutes ago. We asked
Facts.
him if he wanted to do it, and he was like, yeah, let's get it. So
And
let's go.
Do it.
For all you viewers, don't be mad. Don't be mad, because I know what's coming now. I know it's why didn't you choose me?
Yeah.
I already know it. Y'all, this is spontaneous shit. Well, actually, this is Allen shit. Let me just keep it a buck. This is Allen shit. So don't come at me. Leave the comments for Allen.
Yeah, all you gotta do is hit me up. Sometimes, I'll respond, or we try to follow up. I know Jamar's asked to be on it a long time ago,
Yeah.
and just something that just popped up in the mind, like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and do this real quick.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you for being punctual and showing up, Jamar. We appreciate it.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on.
No doubt.
That's all good. So Jamar, there's a plethora of questions I want to ask you, but let's start off with because it's still 2020. So how has the COVID affected you and your family, from just your lifestyle and being that you have kids that are in sports? Tell us about that from a parent side.
Well, first and foremost, COVID, the pandemic, brought unexpected change, which nobody likes unexpected change. Both my girls are blessed to play on traveling teams, and there was no traveling. So, I have one daughter that's in her junior year now. I have another daughter that's a freshman now. And we all know, as coaches and parents ourselves, the summer season is where it's at.
Yeah.
And, the summer season was definitely limited. Now, I'm blessed that they still got to play in some good tournaments, but we all know you got to get out there and travel. You got to be able to showcase your skills on different stages around the country. And, that opportunity wasn't allowed to my kids due to COVID. So that's basketball. As far as family, we're spa owners. And when we had the shutdown in Colorado, we had to shut down half our business. So just like everyone else, when you shut down half your business, that's half your family income. And there were some adjustments that had to be made.
Okay.
But, brothers, just like our parents taught us, you got to be prepared for when that storm hits. And I just thank God that we were prepared when that storm hits. Now, that don't mean that it wasn't painful.
Yeah.
But we was blessed to be prepared. So the toughest challenge with COVID was being able, to me as a father, to keep my kids' mental and physical mindset and focused on the goal, which is keeping in shape, still playing ball, and letting them know that, colleges are still recruiting. We just going to have to do it a different way. And another challenge all of us parents had was schooling. This remote learning, 1 minute they're in class, 1 minute they're not in class, and to me, it's tough because you're asking kids that have been going to school in a classroom environment for over 10 years to all of a sudden now adapt to remote learning. That's a huge adaptment for kids
Okay.
because school is not just education, that's also their social life. No, that's their time away from us as parents. That's their freedom. When I went to high school, I was glad for that freedom. I felt like a young adult. I was on my own. There wasn't no mom or dad looking over me. I was with my friends. I got to have fun, and just the whole social atmosphere within that alone just was taken away. So just once again, being that parent and keeping your kids motivated and keeping them focused, that was tough. And it still is.
Okay.
Now that's a good point. I actually, you know what, it dawned on me. I never actually thought of it like that. As I mean, I've thought of half of that in the past about the kids' social, but that's their time away from parents. Because you know, I mean, my one of my daughters, she doesn't mind being at home. She's like that one that focused kids at schoolwork and all that, so it don't really bother her so much. But my other one, I know she needs to be away sometimes from us. I be wanting her away, like get your ass out of here.
Yeah.
But I never thought of it completely like that. So that's a good way of putting it, a good perspective. So with this whole COVID, and you say your daughter, just so that the viewers, I already know this, but just to reiterate for the viewers, your daughter is a junior in high school, and we do know that uh, summer ball is damn near everything junior year. Well, she still has one more going into her senior, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So this past summer and this summer is real crucial. So with her missing this one, what ways have you guys like been trying to be creative, getting out to like the coaching staffs or whatnot?
Through email, sending coaches video clips, me talking to coaches, from coach to coach, parent to coach, asking coaches, what is it they need for their program? What is it they're looking for? And just out there networking. And, brothers, we've talked about this a lot. You got to take your own child's future in your hands as parents. You can't sit back and rely on coaches or other people, because at the end of the day, y'all heard me say this morning once, no one else knows or can represent your child better than you.
True.
And that's what I've been doing. The same, like I said, just emailing coaches. We've done a couple of virtual tours of the school, checking out to make sure that the school has the major, that she's interested in, talking about coaches' plan, because, that's big. To me, that's big. I want to make sure that my daughter's going to go somewhere where she's going to be able to fit in and excel and succeed. I don't want to send her somewhere to where she's not. So the biggest thing on that is just networking. Just been networking and talking to coaches. And the biggest thing, when the coach does respond, just being very prompt and responding back as soon as possible. And that's the only way you could do it now. Everything pretty much was done virtual and game film.
All right, cool. We had this topic, my other black guy friend over here.
Yep.
It was a couple episodes ago, and it turned out to be a big issue. I mean, I first posted it on Facebook about I'm forgetting, so I'm paraphrasing. It was pretty much asking the question, let me ask this. How do you feel about your daughters or any kid being on a successful high school program or not so successful high school program, and how does that affect you getting to the next level towards college?
Well, to me, a successful high school program is when the coach and your daughter is on the same sheet of music. The coach has to believe in your daughter. Your daughter has to fit in to the coach's system and be able to perform. Now, if you're talking about a winning high school program versus a non-winning high school program, of course, we're all competitors. We want our kids to win. I mean, we're not showing up and paying this money for our kids to lose a fucking game. Come on now, because if you tell me that as a parent, I'm gonna look you dead in your eye and call you a loser because no one likes losing. So of course we want our kids to win. But if your kid unfortunately is playing with other kids that are not on the same skill level, you know what? As long as your kid balls out and plays hard, a scout is going to see that. But the key to a scout seeing that, your kid has to play on a good club team. Because once again, the summer is what's going to bring the attention to your kid. High school is just the icing on a cake. No, once a coach sees your kid playing the summer, that's going to make them want to go watch a high school game. And then that coach is going to see one or two things. One, if your kid is on a stacked club team, that's good that your kid's going to get the exposure. But I know for me, who played ball on a scholarship, if I'm scouting, now I'm going to say, okay, this kid looks good on this stacked team. But now I want to see what this kid can do more in a leadership role when this kid is not playing on a stacked team. I want to see this kid's character. Is this kid, even though they're getting mollywopped, as you would say, Alan, is this kid going to put their head down and show attitude and give up and be frustrated? Or is this kid going to be the gladiator and just keep balling and giving it all that they have? And a scout at the end of the day is going to be able to see that. So if your kid is on a stacked team in the summertime, and then the scout's interested, the scout's going to show up at the high school game. And believe me, that scout's going to know by watching your kid play that, okay, this is the kid we want. This kid is leading. Unfortunately, this kid is playing with a bunch of rec league players. But this is the kid we want because this kid has showed sound character when this kid is winning. And this kid has shown sound character when they're taking a bump. So that display is huge. Now, what you don't want to look at is, I've seen the adverse effect on this, is when you have a kid that's averaging 14, 15 points, or a kid that scored 1,000 points in their high school career, and I'll give them a lot of credit. Kudos. That's a great accomplishment. Salute to you. But here's my question. If your team is 5-25, now what I got to look at as a scout is saying, okay, is this kid scoring these points against the starting unit? Then I could respect that. If that kid's coming out the bat and playing against that competition. Or did that kid have 2 points in the whole first half and then they're getting beat by 30 and then the coach throws in the second unit and now all of a sudden this kid is scoring 13, 14, 15 points against secondhand competition? That's the difference that's going to stand out. And that's going to tell me then, yes, this kid is not as good as the stats are showing. So to me, some people may disagree, but that's where stats can lie and mislead you.
So we had this conversation, Robert, damn near a year ago about that part.
Yep.
The 1,000 points and all that really don't mean shit to me.
Agreed.
It really don't, because I mean, dang, that it just don't mean nothing to me. Because like you said, you could be playing as a freshman and average, 11, 12 points every game, and then have 1,000 points in your senior year, especially if you're getting mollywopped.
Yep.
That don't mean nothing to me. It's how you play. It depends on what kind of player you are to me. If you one of those go-getters, then respect due. If you getting 1,000 points in your sophomore year, or early junior year, I'm like, okay, that kid was balling. But when you getting it in your senior year, it don't really bother me. I mean, those are trivial numbers to me. And I know a lot of it's more so, I see it more so, I've seen it more so in Colorado than I have elsewhere, where they praise that 1,000-point thing, and it wasn't always like that. It's just seemed the last 4 years I've seen that, where folks started praising that a lot. It's just, I don't know. No, it doesn't make sense to me. Maybe I'm slow. I don't get it. I really don't give a shit when folks got mad. I have folks get mad on Facebook, and we ain't friends no more because I disagree with them. You know,
That's
I told
funny.
them that
See, that's petty.
that's
It's petty.
well, it doesn't matter because I'm kind of disrespectful because I told them that they were some labs. You know, they're
Yeah.
glorifying some shit from high school. They're labs, and if you don't know what that is, like I say, a local ass bitch. That's what I classify them as. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, that don't mean nothing to me. So I agree with the whole. You can be getting mollywopped and you can still put up those numbers. That don't mean nothing to me. However, now when you talk about, uh, you said a good high school team is icing on the cake, but then I think you got to my point. You went both ways with it. So I'm going to say you're kind of like neutral because I don't think it's about so much about high school. There's a little part about high school is what you do in the summer to me on that summer circuit, regardless if you playing on an AAU team that went somewhere or if you happen to go to a camp or whatever at that school in front of the coach's staff and you did great. Now, when you go to high school, I mean, when they send whoever out to look at you in high school, it doesn't matter if you're on a stack team or if you're on a not so stack team. They look, college recruits can tell all the intangibles that you have, or you're a good leader. So I think it's more better if you're not on such a good team, because you get to tell who has that leadership quality. Because in college, they already know they're gonna get that 6'6" girl, or that 7-foot cat boy, or that 6'11" guy that can put up numbers. They're gonna find their guys that can put up 40, but everybody can't put up 40 in college. They need those cats, the kids that are leaders that can lead troops. When folks get their head down, the folks that are going to keep grinding regardless, because just because you're a 40-point scorer don't mean you have all the other intangibles. So that's where I think where not having a so much successful team comes into play, because if you're a good kid, and let's just say you're a real baller and you're on a losing team, well, some of those good kids turn around and start yelling at those other kids that aren't good instead of trying to help. I mean, yelling at them in a negative way instead of trying to pick them up or whatnot. And coaches love to see that, to see if that kid is good enough for their team or whatnot. So this is why I say, because Rob will tell you, I used to always think that you had to be on a good squad, because
That's
you go
a fact.
deep in the
He
playoffs.
did. He used to always think that bullshit.
Yeah, you have to be
And
on
I
a
was
good
like,
squad.
that's bullshit, bro. That's literally some Colorado thinking. Not to
Right.
cut you off,
No,
Alan,
you good.
but that's what I saw here. That I seen it since now. I've been here coming up on 7 years. And it was when I noticed that, like, off the rip, kids jump from school to school looking for a good team, not looking for a good coach. They're just looking for a good team. And I'm like, why? We are like, why do they do that here? And now I see why, because they just want to be a part of something. Not half these kids ain't even looking for school, bro. That it's not about them being a part of a program that maybe get more looks. That it's more about, hey, like, I want to be a part of these winners. And I'm like, wow, well, if that's what it is, that's cool. But all the games that I've been to here on the high school level, every one of their top players, I know for a fact, got noticed off of the summer stuff. And off of the summer stuff is what brought those college coaches to these high schools anyway. And it's not like the only time I've seen a college coach go to a high school game here, they're all local colleges. And when I say local now, I'm not talking about CU. Even when CU came down here to the Springs to watch Shorts and watch Neek and all them, they were already offered. Like, they were offered before those coaches came here. So the coaches were just coming to watch them to make sure the coach didn't lose them. So the coach, because those boys had competitive colleges offering them scholarships. So you gotta cater to these kids. We understand that when you're a 5 and 4 star kid, that's what you're gonna get. Half the time the coach is just coming to show face. The coach ain't looking for talent. They know who they want. They know who they want. The money that these colleges have to spend flying around from school to school is irrelevant because they use all of that in the summer. Their budget is for the summer to fly from tournament to tournament, tournament of champions, the Boo Williams, and all these huge tournaments where they get to see all this immense talent in one building. They don't got to go to a high school to watch them play some bums. Like, and I don't understand the concept here because every time I've talked to college coaches, they all tell me the same thing. But it's these, I don't know, mentors or whatever you want to call them that's local in Colorado. They'll tell you something totally different. Like, oh man, talk to this coach, don't ruin stuff, man, call this coach. Like, I can't tell y'all, well, Alan, know the many times that I've had where coaches done told me, hey, tell Tiana to call this coach because you know that the coaches talk, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. But she don't want to go to that school, like, period. So it's cool to talk to these coaches, but I ain't trying to waste the coach's time either. Feel me? Like, if it's a realistic option for her, of course, bro. Of course. Like I tell Alan all the time, I'm reaching for the stars. If we land on the moon, cool, but I'm reaching for the stars, man. That I'm not going to start at UCCS. That's not what I'm reaching for, bro. Like that's just not. Like, that I'd rather her go to Colorado than UCCS. You feel me? So if we end at UCCS, that's cool. That I'm not trying to burn bridges, but I'm not about to sit up here and have some coach tell me what my kid's skill level is, because we've had all kind of ranges. Hey man, she could be a power 5 guard to she's a mid-major player. We done heard it all. I ain't listening to these fools, man. Fuck that, bro. That I'm gonna use my own mind from here on out. Because Alan, he'll tell you, as a guest up on the show, he'll tell you, I never wanted Tiana to go to Sand Creek ever, like never, because I was like, no, bro, I don't think that it's a good fit for her. But everybody was like, nah, these group of guards can do it. And to their defense, they was a pretty good damn team. Like, they really, really was. I did not want her playing with a new coach. I just didn't like the way that she was coming off in a whole lot of shit. But I did it. I low-key regret it. I really, really do, because she did things that I know she never wanted to do any damn way. She didn't want to be the point guard. She had to be. Other players that she was playing with had different agendas other than, to me, winning. Winning is the importance to me. I don't care if she went to a team that went whatever in O. But if they did it the wrong way, I just don't care, because I'm using high school as a teaching thing, especially here in this state. Not to compare Texas, but I know Texas. That's where I was raised at. Our college coaches came and watched us at practice. They never came to games. They came and watched us at practice, bro. They watched us at practice, and they were like, okay, now you need to fix this, and you need to fix this, but we have major interest in you. Do this, because they didn't care who we played. Because half the time, we all know how it is. Half of your schedule's tough. Half of it is just bombs, just wash. And we know that these coaches don't want to see you go out there and drop 50 against trash. Like they're like, okay, so what? And like every one of them asked me, who are you playing with this summer? Who are you playing with this summer? Send me your summer schedule. Those were games that they came to watch. And I would see them there too. I'd be like, oh shit, now I gotta shine. Like, feel me? Like, it was just different. So the amount of pressure put on these kids from their parents to play these great high school games with nobody in the stand other than fans, I just don't I really do not get it. It's just like funny to me. Like, we all know Fran, who went to Regis, and all these other top girls here that played with the premier program and all that. That's where they got recognized at, bro. There wasn't no college coaches flying to Regis. Like there wasn't like college coaches, which you know this, Alan, going to a Discovery Canyon game. Bro, like, The Discovery Canyon girls lost to Sand Creek. And this was before Tiana showed up. Like, I'm like, come on, bro. Like, nobody was going to see that. They saw her in the summer and they offered her. So they tried to cater to her. Hey, we're going to send someone to fly out there and watch you play. They didn't know who she was going to play. Shit, she could have been playing Lewis Palmer, bro. Like, they don't care. Like, they just don't want to lose what they covenant as a top premier player. And Chassa is the worst because they try to sell this bullshit fake NCAA mindset that they have. Like, they run all this shit. And if people knew they had the power, they could get rid of Chassa. They really could, bro. Like, Chassa is a governing body that was chosen. All these schools could just band together and be like, fuck you, Chassa. Like, we're going to do our own scheduling. Don't nobody need to rent out the Coliseum? Shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's not even a great venue. Like, seriously, bro. But Chassa governs this place so hard, and they restrict the kids from the ability to be on a national level as everyone else. No shot clock. Bullshit ass reffing. Like, I'm talking about the qualified, bro, to be a ref here, shit, you could be a damn crosswalk person holding a stop sign just as easy. Like, they ain't gonna check shit. All you gonna do is go and take a test and be like, here's your shirt. Start on the middle school level. Alan, now you saw it. Paris, how many games last year did them referees just look like, what the fuck? Like, you don't even know the rules.
Well, the caveat off of what Rob was saying, to your point, Alan, yes, yeah. What I said was high school is probably the last 10%. And the only way high school plays in is if a coach just wants to see how the recruit acts as a student athlete. Because in college, you got to remember, you're going to be a student athlete. That's probably the only last thing. If the scout, before they offer you a scholarship, they may want to talk to your coach and talk to a couple of teachers, you know, just to see, okay, how's the student's character in class? You know, how are they grades? Because also, you know, when a college is offering a $60,000 a year scholarship, they got to make sure that they're not bringing in a troublemaker on their campus.
That's
and
true,
also, and as I stated earlier, to what you said, Alan, yes, the only time they come to a high school game really is for character. That's what they're really looking for. And that's why I said that's 10% of it. 90% to what Rob said is facts. Most of these girls over the last 4 years that got recruited out of Colorado was because they played for Premier, they played for Hardwood Elite, they played for a club program that traveled and played in the Adidas Gauntlet, played for Nike. Yeah. You know, if you go into the Premier facility or Hardwood Elite facility, you see all the girls up there that got recruited. You go to their high schools, you don't see a damn thing. Nothing. On a lot of these high schools. And my thing is, it's expectations. Colorado's expectations, to me, is also different because being from New York City, Rob said it right. When coaches came to watch me practice, I'm going to tell you how dumb I was at 16 when a coach asked my coach, how was Jamal in the locker room? I thought the motherfucker was inquiring if I was gay or something. Mm-hmm. And he said, no, he's asking about your character. You know, are you going to be able to lead a locker room? Because they're looking for a point guard and a floor leader. You know, and those are certain questions coaches was asking. That's why they come to your practice, see how you perform when the lights is not on you and when you're not playing in front of a crowd. Coaches want to see, and I'm putting this out there to all you parents, coaches want to see if your kid is going to run hard on that last suicide in practice, or is your kid going to have that attitude because I'm the star player, I'm going to take time off. You know, coaches want to see, like what you said, Alan, is your kid going to rally everyone up in practice and look to make everyone better? Or is your kid going to be the one arguing with the coach or arguing with their teammates in practice the whole time? So that's facts and that's vital. As far as Colorado, it's different standards. And to me, to what Rob said, it's too much. I call it the social club. You got too many kids that just want to be on a team to just say, look, I got a jersey. I was on a team. I played for that team. And to me, there's nothing wrong with that. There's just sections for that. It's called the YMCA. It's called the Recreational League. But Colorado high schools allow that. And then another problem that I had, because I turned down 2 high school jobs because they told me, well, you got a master's degree, so we want you to teach. I'm like, I didn't apply here to be a teacher. I applied here to be a basketball coach.
Yeah.
And I got told, well, we want the coach in the school with the students and the players so the coach can keep tabs of the players. So my reply was, well, if I'm a teacher, you're going to put the whole damn team in my class?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, I'm still not going to have touch with the kids in the school. And I'm going to say this again. I did not apply to be a teacher. I applied to coach basketball. So step number 1 with CHSAA, which to me, they need to unfuck. You got too many teachers that are not qualified coaches. And that's where the culture starts in a team. You know, I'm not coming to watch my daughter take a fucking math test. I'm coming to watch a coach her and to help make her better physically, mentally, and mature-wise and emotionally. But in Colorado, so many schools are so stuck on this, well, you got to be a teacher. And if you don't want to teach, this is why you're not getting a quality high school coaches here in Colorado. Because I guarantee right now, 90% of the schools, when you say who's the coach, oh, that's the social studies teacher, that's the math teacher, that's the ergonomics teacher or something. I'm like, okay, that's nice. The teacher's intelligent, but tell me, what does the teacher know about basketball?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I care about. So that's problem number 1. I say in Colorado, we don't have qualified coaches. And if I'm hurting somebody's feelings, you know what? So be it. But that is the God honest truth. We got a lot of coaches that should not be coaches. You applied to the school to be a teacher, be a fucking teacher. Bring in the people that's qualified to coach, and you will see a huge turnaround with these programs and culture. And to change up to what Alan said, Alan, my brother, you're never being disrespectful for saying how you feel. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. If they can't handle your truth, then that's on them. Because I don't see where you disrespected anybody. Just because you don't agree with somebody doesn't mean you're being disrespectful. Like right now, you could say, Jamal, I don't agree with you. That's not being disrespectful. Being disrespectful, you're like, well, you know what? Fuck you, Jamal. You suck, or blah, blah, blah. But you're not saying that. You're just saying, I don't agree. And you're right.
To be fair, sometimes I do say that though. So,
and you know what? Then if the shoe fits, then wear it or don't mess. Because sometimes the truth does hurt. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm saying something that's off the wall, please tell me. Like, hey, Jamal, I don't know what the fuck you was talking about there. Yeah. I'm lost. You know, I'm not gonna be butthurt over that. But I will say this: Colorado. I've been here for 10 years, and I've heard so much about so many of these 1,000-point scores, or this girl got 500 rebounds and got recruited to go where? On a milk carton. Nowhere. Exactly. Nowhere. Yeah. But, you know, they like to hang on to those accolades. And to me, that's not it. And I'm going to end with this. You know, one thing my father told me, unless a man's pockets is made of glass, you will never know what the fuck is in them. And when you're looking at scouts, unless you know exactly what that scout is looking for, you don't. That scout could be looking for a floor general. Like you said, that scout may not be looking for a 40-point scorer. That scout may be looking for a lockdown defender. That scout may be looking for a shot blocker. Yes, sir. So you really don't know. So that's why I know for me, I just tell my kids, just play ball. That's all you need to do. And if more people focus on just playing ball, we will be good. And I think we talked about this. You know, when you have a soft coach, when a coach coaches to their plan and not the game, they can't adjust to the game. That's when you know you don't have a qualified coach. Sorry, Alan, go ahead.
No, I was about to say for the viewers. So you do coaching, you're involved with Premier. Can you tell the viewers what you do with Premier? And once you're done with that, how many kids have you known since you've been with Premier? How many kids you know that have signed, you know, college, whether it's D1 or D2? Also, how many kids while being in Denver, because you're located in Denver, how many kids you know from each school that go D1 from like the top squad? Besides Grandview, I don't know many. I mean, I know Regis had 2. They had, was it Jada and Fran, and then Regis had, not Regis, I'm sorry, Grandview had 3, no 2 this past year. And what about not CBC, oh,
Collins Ranch.
CBC had some.
Collins Ranch.
CBC had some.
Didn't they have 2 as well?
Yeah, CBC had 2.
Yeah, Collins Ranch, they had 2. So what I was saying is, I want you to tell me about your background for Premier, what you do there, and how many kids they put out or whatnot. Also, how many kids you know from East School that put out more than, because there's 5 kids on a starting squad. How many kids you know from each of these top schools that put out 3 kids or more to D1?
All right, so with Premier, I've coached girls, I've coached the Nike team, and now I'm coaching boys. So I've been on both sides of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go ahead, Alan.
No, go ahead. I'm saying,
as far as of course, you know, Premier, the girls pretty much make up Premier. So last year, Premier put 23 girls through to college on scholarships, and that's mainly the EYBL teams that gets recruited. Now, they all go to separate schools, but the school that put out the most lately has been Mullen, because pretty much 4 of those girls are on the EYBL teams.
Forgot about Mullen. God damn.
Mullen, it's okay. Mullen has. Regis of lately, you just had Avery Van Sickle, who doesn't play for Premier. She plays for Hardwood Elite, but she's going to Washington State. She signed a letter of intent. So to answer your question, besides Grandview and really Mullen, there's not really one high school that has a plethora of players that they putting out. So it goes back to the point to what you brothers have been stating. It goes back to the club scene. These girls are getting put out that plays for the big clubs. Like, you know, you had, what's her name? Michaela Hemingway that played for Cherokee Trail. She played for CBC. You know, I think she went to Colorado State University. Yeah, I think she went there. Yeah. So you got the girl from I think Denver South, that point guard that played for CBC. I forgot what school she signed to, but it's spread out in Denver. There's not one team besides the 2 that I named, really Grandview and Mullen, that's putting out a plethora of high D1 talent. These girls are coming from all over, and just like any other club scene, you got the top 3 clubs for girls up here. And I know this could be subjective to some, but you got the Premiers, you got the Hardwood Elite, you got the CBCs that are getting these girls from all these different high schools, and they're playing in these summer leagues, and that's where they're getting recruited. Half these girls, honestly, I didn't even know what school they went to. Unless I seen them play physically, I couldn't tell you where half these girls went to in high school. And that's to back up yours and Rob's point. But I could tell you what club team they played on, because that's where they got their spotlight. Now, as far as clubs, I would just say clubs up here are doing a good job. But if you are relying on your kid to get recruited out of high school in Colorado, then you might as well just stay asleep and keep dreaming, because it's not going to happen. And I've debated parents on this over and over again, because I see one player and I say, hey, you need to put this player on, you know, my club team. No, we're not going to do club. We don't want to travel. We've heard this before. We don't want to pay the money. I think school ball is just going to be good enough to get them where they're going. Negative, because it goes back to the competition level here in Colorado. You got teams that are like this, and then you got a lot of teams that are like this. You can't even see my hand. That's how low it is. You got some high school teams, a lot of them here that are just glorified rec league teams up here. So you can't really measure the athlete's talent against the subpar competition per se. To go back to what you were saying, so last year, 23 girls. As far as boys, we've had a couple of boys get recruited, but none that I know of a D1. A lot was D2s and NAIAs that the boys got recruited in. We're working on, of course, building up the boys program and getting it to where it has to be. But right now, to be honest, the boys are coming and it's a work in progress, but Premier is going to always be the girls and to the boys get better. Hardwood Elite, same thing. It's going to be the girls until the boys get better. CBC doesn't have, I don't think they do boys. I don't know if they do or not, but once again, it's the club scene. It's what you do in the summer. It's what club you play on. And a lot of these girls that play high school, because how many times have you heard this, Alan and Rob? Oh, my daughter was the best on her team, on this team, and then they come near tryouts and you got to cut them.
Yeah.
Because they're just not keeping up.
Yeah.
It's a whole different level. I had one parent say, oh, this ain't right. I didn't know that they was allowed to press here. I'm like, this is a Nike national team your daughter is trying out for. Are you serious? And then the parent said, well, in her rec league, they can't play defense past half court. I felt like laughing. And once again, that's that level of expectation to where we have to be the bad guy, because you just have a lot of parents that just don't know and they don't choose to know out here in Colorado. I don't care in New York. You knew who Gauchos and Riverside Church was. You knew who those teams were. I could tell you, Rob, and you, Alan, in South Carolina, and Rob in Texas. You knew who the club teams were. You knew what you had to do to try out to make those teams. Here in Colorado, it's like if you cut a person, you're like the Grinch in Christmas. And I'm sitting there like, seriously? People get cut all the time.
Yeah.
But to Colorado, that's like detrimental because you had to cut someone. And I see it every year at Premier tryouts when we have to cut girls, and parents just think that everyone makes the team, and that it's just false hope that's being put in these people's head in Colorado. So to me, I love Colorado. That's why I live here. But Colorado needs a culture change.
So now I have a quick question for you, bro. So what is your expectation of a high school varsity level coach? What is, and you don't even got to talk long on it. Just what is your expectation?
My expectation of a high school varsity coach is to be able to teach the kids how to play, not all about plays. Teach the kids, push the kids, keywords, push the kids to be better and get the best out of the kids while you have them there, and coach to your talent and to the game, not to your YouTube plan.
Okay. Another question. You've been here for 10 years?
Yes.
Okay. So in your 10 years, have you heard of a high school coach here go on to coach college?
From the girls' side?
Boys, no, right?
Girls, boys.
So I've been here for, like I said, for over six years, and I have not seen it here. In my years here, the only time that I've heard of it, that it was prior people that hooped, they played in Europe or some form of that, they played ball. I've never been somewhere where so many coaches are people that I have never known. Like, they'll tell me they didn't play ball. They did not play. And I'm like,
teachers.
Like, what? Like, you didn't play?
What was the question you said again? Rob?
How many coaches, varsity level coaches, have went from high school to coach college ball?
Okay, yeah. I know you knew a couple of them. Because Tommy Johnson did it.
Yeah.
You're saying the coach that was a high school coach?
Yeah.
And then went to
Well, I knew him. Well, for me with Tommy, he coached college first. Then he came back down
That's what I
to a high school and then went.
I was about to say, okay, because then you also had Coach Dunn at Sierra.
Did Coach Dunn coach club too, though?
No, I don't think he coached club, but he coached D1.
Okay.
So he has college experience.
Yeah, and then he came back
high school, right?
High school.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about coaches that have aspirations of going from this level moving up. Because I know too many coaches that coach, and it's just a 9 to 5 for them. Like, it's just another job. Like, this is a way to get my nails done. This is a way to go and drink at the bar. Like, what I'm saying is there's too many coaches here. Like, this is the end goal, right? Coaching at the varsity level is the end goal. Back at home, I just don't remember that. Like, I just don't remember that. Every single coach was trying to win a couple state titles to move up. And like, and we didn't have all of them being health teachers and the history teacher and all of that shit. Our coaches was coaches. Like, that was it.
My high school coach went to coach at Hampton University.
Yeah. Like they had
BJ
goals.
did the same thing. BJ from Sand Creek, he did the same thing too, right before Tommy.
Okay.
He went from Sand Creek to damn, what was it? God damn, it's one of those, I think it's one of those Pennsylvania D1 schools.
Okay.
I think it's not Villanova, something like that. He was out there with the college after even Sand Creek.
Yeah, like I just think that a lot of these athletic directors are more focused on being principals or trying to reach some other goal outside of actually building programs and hiring basketball coaches. Because I mean, bro, now we got a lot of people that got degrees and it's something they want to do, but they ain't put in the work to do it. So I mean, Now it is what it is, but you know what I'm saying? Rather than, how can I say, deal with the problem, I like, you already know, Alan, I got to alleviate the problem, bro. Like, I'm not gonna let like my kids continue to go through this bullshit that they call like athletics here. Cause to me, this shit is a joke that I've never been around where during season or especially a month or two before season, the coach wasn't. And now I'm not taking into account COVID. Like, I ain't talking about like this year, but I'm just talking about years prior where a high school coach didn't have their basketball teams or their football teams going to work out 3 times a day. Like, I've never witnessed that. Like I've never seen it where a coach is just, and when it comes to basketball, they practice once a day prior to, like, I've just never seen that. Like, I've always seen, hey, in the summer, we working out. When school start, you will be here at 5:30 in the morning. You will meet me. I'm gonna open up the gym. You're getting shots up before school start. And that was the team. Like our entire team was doing that. And it wasn't just my school. Like, it was a multitude of schools, man. Like, it was just an array of schools that do that. And that's how they went about getting better. They prepared the kids for college. How you work out when you go to college. It's not supposed to be new to you. Like, the grind is not supposed to be new. But I guarantee you, outside of parents doing the extra work with their kids, like you two fellas, I know that y'all do that. I know it. But it's not going to be a shock to y'all kids. Like, okay, I had to wake up and run. Oh, at noon, like, I had to go back to the gym and shoot. It's not going to be something new. Chassa tries to govern these programs so much that they want a footprint on every school to, I guess, make it this fair playing ground. But it shouldn't be. That it should be on the coach trying to do everything outside of the whole recruiting. Because I understand this isn't college, so I don't think it's fair for a coach to go out there, hey, I'm a better coach than such and such and all that bullshit. But with the kids they have, they should be able to work them out as much as they want. Like, period. But not here, bro. Not here. There's a day that practice starts for everybody. This is the day. And if you practice before that, you get caught, you turn into what Sand Creek is now. Hey, we're trying to change our image. What kind of bullshit is that? First off, don't nobody even know y'all fucking image. Don't nobody know it. Nobody know. You could ask anybody from Denver, hey, what do you think about Sand Creek? And they're like, who? Like, they don't know. Like, y'all aren't big. Like, y'all really, really aren't. Stop. Like, outside of Doherty, nobody knows Sand Creek. There's Vista and Doherty. Like, that's it. Like, stop. Like, no one cares about your fucking image. Like, let the girls work out. Let them practice. But you know, like I told Brian, don't call me no fucking more. Like, my daughter is never going to your fucking school. You picked the world's shittiest fucking coach, and you want me to bring my daughter there? Like, is this some kind of joke? Like, I just don't understand it, bro. I just really, really, really don't. And now, like Jamar was saying, the summer programs then obviously shown what they can do. They done put girls in the Stanfords, in the Louisvilles, in the top Power 5 schools. They've done it. So I'll never knock the summer programs here ever, because they actually have summer programs that's putting in that kind of work, bro. They got like with Premier, because I'm a part of that and I see it. They have their own facility, like things like that, bro. Like, they aren't sitting around waiting on the school to be like, oh yeah, we'll let you practice here. They got their own, like, and it's just weird to me how everything here is like, I don't even know the word, bro. If it's like people are scared to just do what they got to do to make sure these kids are better. But I'm tired of college coaches telling me, hey, when is your daughter playing in Texas? When is your daughter gonna play in Georgia? When is your daughter playing here? I'm like, what? Because they don't want to come here. They don't want to come watch my kid play here. They don't, because Rob, it's against other Colorado kids.
You spot on, because that's the first thing this last week I got asked. Can you send me her summer schedule?
Yeah,
I want to know when she's going. I want to know when she's going to be in Chicago. I want to know when she's going to be in Arizona.
Yep.
I want to know when she's going to be in Virginia.
Yep.
Every single one. I need her summer schedule.
Right.
And then it's to the point now, these coaches are not even asking for the high school coach. They're asking for the club coach.
Yep.
Is what they're asking for.
Yep.
And here's the next question, brothers, I'm going to ask you. You got all these good club coaches that's playing a monumental role in putting these players in the college.
Oh, facts.
How come these club coaches are not coaching at the high school level?
Allen?
Riddle me that.
Allen?
That's a good question.
Allen? Now I need you to answer that.
I don't know, sir.
I mean, because I would think if you have a qualified club coach that can handle a super team with 10 talented players, that coach, if that coach can influence...
Well, actually, I do know. There's parts of it I do know. The high school coach aren't supposed to be coaching the club coaches. I mean, the high school coaches aren't supposed to be in charge of the club. Because...
So I get that. So then what I'm saying, so the point that I'm making is, if I see Coach Allen and I see how good you're doing with your girls on a club circuit, I see you got these girls balling, because see, people on the outside, they think this shit is easy when they say, oh, you just got a good team. No, it is not easy when you got 10 talented players and you got to get 10 players that could be starting on any other team to get them to buy in to what you're doing and coaching them and keeping them online. So if you can handle 10 talented players, you are definitely more than qualified to develop a high school team where you're lucky if you get 2 talented players.
That's more of a Chassa thing right there.
No, and I agree. That's what I'm getting at next.
Yeah, that's where I see him going.
That's where I'm going.
That is a Chassa problem. That's what
I'm saying. That has nothing to do with the school per se.
No, that's what I'm getting at. I'm getting at some of it is the school. But what I'm getting at is right now, I love club ball. But guess what? And Rob, you and I talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
What is it that players follow? They follow coaching.
Yeah.
So if I'm serious about my high school program and I'm an athletic director, I want that coach right there that just put over 10 girls in the college over the last 2 years.
I love that you just said that, bro.
I want that coach right there.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, wait.
So, and guess what? If I got to tell that coach, you know what? Hey, coach, I'm going to play by Chassa rules. Hey, coach, you know what? I see what you can do. You're proven. Hey, change the culture of my program. I
Allen.
guarantee you. If
No,
a coach
no,
says
no.
that,
There's a point that okay, hold on. Let me make this point because there's a whole
I ain't
fucking
Chassis
part
defender.
yeah. There's a whole part. You just said you want to take your kid to wherever that coach has helped put kids into college.
Okay.
That's a whole argument right there because we got a bunch of fucking coaches that ain't even doing that.
Oh,
That-
that's what I was about to say.
That's what I'm trying to get at. There's coaches that aren't even doing their fucking job right now.
That
They're
I was
right.
about to add. That was gonna be my question to our guest. That was gonna be my
See,
question.
but what
How
has to
many
happen
high
is,
school coaches do you know that them put a kid in D1? No, fuck it. In school. That I'll go with in school. It was the high school coach.
No, fuck that. Nope. I'm not gonna do no shit no more. I'm tired of this bullshit, man. This is what pisses me off about Colorado fucking coaches right here. Now, I was trying to stay calm, sir. This is the shit that burns me. You get kids that can fucking ball out. Colorado has girls that can fucking ball out. But the coaches aren't on their P's and Q's. You know, they're not doing their fucking due diligence of their job. So they want to wait to the end of the fucking season and go to the local junior college right down the fucking street.
exactly.
Yeah.
The 7-Eleven college down the street.
Yeah.
Oh, if you send 5 kids our direction, we'll give you free pizza 3 times out the week. Some shit like that. Instead of sending these kids where they rightfully belong, or trying to reach for the stars, as Rob was saying, for the kids. No, you just settle and send them over here down the road.
Because it's easy. Because it's easy. They don't want to put in that work. Coaches don't want to put in that work in writing those letters, calling these college coaches, leaving voicemails, sending emails. See, people don't realize that shit is work. It's not something that's easy. And you got coaches that are not qualified to do it. And then you got coaches that just don't want to do it. And that's what I'm saying with Chassa. The culture needs to change. But see, the problem is Colorado is afraid of what they don't understand. Because I could say right now, all 3 of us brothers, if we was coaching different high schools, I guarantee you will see a different turnout and you will see the exposure that these kids will get. But see, that what happens is if we start to change that, and I'm going to say it, we're going to fuck up the good old boy system.
Yep.
Colorado is not ready for that. Yeah. They're not ready for it.
Yep. And the one thing that I bitch about all the time, college, look, you can't tell me as a high school coach, you're trying to get kids into college because you bought some robot ass email system, plugged them in there, and it's sending out these emails to all these coaches for these kids. Get your ass on the phone.
Thank you.
Get your ass on the phone. Like, we all know, bro, that we could go around and Google the coach, Google the program, and you could easily get the number. You need to sell your kid. That's also your job as a coach. Sell the kid, man. You got to sell the kid, because a lot of times these coaches are choosing between kids. Like, they're like, okay, there's this kid and this kid, man, but this kid coach call every day. We got to give this kid a try. And let's say that kid is a hit. Now that school could potentially become a farm system for this college.
Right, exactly.
We've seen it with all what we call the big schools, but that's what happens. At one point, a coach gave the college 3 or 4 kids, like, hey, every year, my top kid, give them a look. And that's all that it takes. What I'm saying is, ain't nobody gonna tell me my daughter's a D1 player, and then you tell me, why don't she go to the School of Mines? Are you fucking out of your goddamn mind? Man, don't sell me that bullshit.
Well, she can go there now and play.
Yeah, shit, man. Now, I sat there and watched the team play. She could have played with them in the 7th grade. Shit, look, man. Like, if you're just looking for an easy way out to feel good, that's cool. Because I have told everyone, any and everyone that know me, I want my child to get a free education playing a game. I think that's the most incredible thing ever. You get to play a game and it gets you the education that you need to, let's say you don't go on and you play professional anywhere. You are set up in life. You have an education. You can compete with others to get jobs. That's all I want.
Take that away from you.
Yeah, that's all that I want. Like my goals, not my kids' goals. Like they have their own goals. My goal is not like you need to go to the league. Like that's your goal. If you want to put in that kind of work, that's fine. I think it's my job as a parent. I do believe I am obligated to give my kids the best opportunities in life. And that's all I want. School of Mines is not it. If it ends there, then cool. But that's not it. So I'm reaching for goddamn South Carolina. I'm reaching for UCLA. Like I'm reaching for Texas. That's what I'm reaching for. If it don't happen, cool. I'm fine with going to the School of Mines. But you as a coach shouldn't be fine with School of Mines. Like any parent that called me like, hey, coach, can you call such and such because you coached her, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, give me the coach's number. My little old self as an AAU coach, I've called college coaches for kids. I have got on the phone and sold kids. Sometimes it worked, sometimes nah. They chose to go with the girl from Canada. It's fine, bro. It is fine, but I feel like I did my job. Ain't no other coach gonna tell me that these NAIAs and junior colleges is who you're calling. I do that shit as a parent. Like you ain't doing your due diligence if you are not trying to call Boston College or some shit, man. Like
Yep.
That's all that I'm trying to say. In Colorado, I see a lot of that. They like to call Mesa, Western Mountain, and like I'm like,
yes,
what?
Pueblo.
yeah. Like those are the schools that if things do not work out, that's why I say all the time, I'm not burning bridges. That I'm not gonna tell no coach no. Now I don't want to burn bridges because I don't know the future, but I'm not playing for that level. Like I ain't like, hey, you need to go to Trinidad. Like that's not what I'm playing for. Like my goal is for her to play to reach something that's really what she's been reaching for. Like I can tell you right now, when I asked her what school you wanted to go to when she was 8, she did not tell me CSU Pueblo. That's just not what she said. It wasn't on the radar. So, but that's not to knock girls that go there. That isn't. Because we all know the transfer portal, girls go to these D2s, they end up going to the league. Some of them do. Shit. Now, I'm not knocking it. That I'm just saying that's not the goal.
You know, to what you said, Rob, and Alan, the problem is, and one of y'all said this earlier, you got too many coaches that, 1, didn't play ball, 2, never been recruited. And since I was recruited, you know, I've learned, and I've like easy, hey, my coach, I heard my coach talking to a coach, hey, coach, you need a point guard. I got a fast, speedy, good defending point guard right here. I need you to come see. Here's the film. I don't know why these coaches can't do that. Hey, you need a big, I got a big right here that could rebound, block shots. I need you to come check my player out. Yes. If they don't answer the first time, I'm calling them again. Hey, coach, she just had another double-double, coach. Don't miss out on this girl because guess what? I got other schools calling for her. You may want to come see this girl. Now, I know we make this shit look easy, but see, brothers, if they bring us onto the scene here in Colorado, we're going to change the game. Yeah. And they're not ready for that. They're not. Because like you said, you got to sell your players. You got to make these scouts want to come to your school and watch your player. Also, as a coach, you got to do your homework and know what the scouts and the schools need. Just like you heard me say, hey, you need a shooter? Hey, I got a girl that can shoot the nets off the court right now. She just hit 6 threes this game. She hit 4 threes this game. This is what she's averaging. You need a shooter. Your shooter is right here. Come see her play. Give her a look. But once again, it's easy to just call the UCCSs, the local. It's easy. And same thing with you. I'm not burning any bridges because at the end of the day, you know, I want my daughter to get an education. But the problem is where we have in common, We got standards. We got expectations. Our expectations are here.
That's
And
all.
we're not lowering them to say, well, you know what, we're going to meet you halfway here. No,
Exactly.
we are going for here until I
Yeah.
fall off the fucking mountain and break a leg and I can't climb anymore.
Yeah.
Then we'll go here. But you just have too many in Colorado. They'll do this. Well, we'll just meet you halfway and go here. Or they'll talk you into settling instead
Okay.
of trying to reach for the stars.
Okay.
And the example with parents with their kids, for example, and I know y'all been through this. If I tell a kid, hey, I think you're a low D1 talent, I could get you in the D1. You know,
Yeah.
you got Wyoming, you got Northern Colorado, but then you'll get parents saying, well, we was thinking about Denver Metro and we want them to go here because we want them, you know, and it's like, okay, I get that and I'm not knocking that. But if your kid has a chance to excel at something better,
Yeah.
push them
Yeah.
to get there. Don't settle. And that's what I see a lot in Colorado. I see a lot of settling and people are complacent with that. They're good with settling. And then when you have parents like us, we get told, aren't you being too hard on your kid? Or you're just being a little too, no, I'm not being aggressive. I'm teaching my kid to always reach for the stars.
Yeah.
You reach for the
Complacent.
stars, eventually you're going to get one.
Complacent.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's complacent.
Yeah, it's complacent, which is no. I'm always teaching my kids, reach for the stars. If
So-
you reach behind the go ahead,
yeah.
Ari.
So there's a question for my other black man. Listen, so you're right now in the process, early process of looking for a summer program. Now, what I want to know is how do you feel now? And this is also going to go for you too, Jamar, but I want him to answer first. Do you believe there's any loyalty in the summer programs? Any? Go first.
Nope.
Okay.
Zero.
Why? And explain.
Zero. Well, I say it like this. All right, first of all, we're paying customers. The reason why it's not loyalty because we're paying customers. So therefore, if we pay you, it's your job as a coach or whoever in charge of that summer program to fulfill your duty what we paid for you.
Okay,
So
okay,
your
wait.
job-
So now you just said a very key word, duty. Give me their duty. What is their
Well,
duty?
If I'm paying, your job is to make sure that we get to these tournaments, like on the levels where like I want.
The big
that
platforms.
we agreed upon.
Oh,
That's
okay.
one. And you're supposed to be sending out film and contacting these coaches and recruiters.
Oh, okay. All
That's
right.
your job.
All
Now,
right.
if you're not doing that, there's no loyalty. You broke the contract agreement. However, unless you're doing it for free, then that would be loyalty for me.
Okay.
Because you would be doing it for free. But if I'm paying and I decide that it's not enough and I go somewhere else, you don't say a motherfucking word. No, what you say is thank you kindly because I just put money in your motherfucking pocket.
Yeah, thank you kindly.
Sir. And if there's anything else I can help you with, I will help you to exceed, help your kid or whatever. But there should be no hating. There's no fucking loyalty whatsoever because I am a paying customer. However, if it was free and you were doing it for me for complete free, that's different. So there's no loyalty for me.
Okay.
So now on
Go,
me,
Jamar.
I agree. And even if it was free, guess what? I'm free to have my kid play for your team. I'm also free to fucking leave if I want to. There's no loyalty. And this is a business. At the end of the day, y'all heard me say this, the only loyalty I have is to my kid. And it is my job to put my kid in the best position to where they can succeed. It is not personal. This is business. And as a club coach myself, I take it very serious because these parents are not only they're paying their money, but something that's worth more than money is their time. They're putting in their time and they're trusting me to develop, coach, teach, and mentor their kid. And that's what I'm going to do. And I take that very serious. I heard my brother Rob say a lot, you just got coaches that are just out here for clout or they want to look good or they want a coaching shirt or they just want to be in pictures or something like that to that extent. But no, there is no loyalty. You got to do what's best for your child. And at the end of the day, I tell parents this all the time. I do not know your child better than you do. So lay out your expectations. And as my job as a coach, it is my job to not only meet, but to exceed your expectations that you have as a parent. Because as you said, Rob, you're right. You are the stakeholder. Without the parents, there is no program. You're the investor. You are investing in the program. So no, there is no loyalty. And honestly, Colorado is the first fucking place I've heard that, to where I've moved my kid to another team and I get a long text message this long talking about how I'm disloyal. Last time I checked, I didn't say I'll do to you. When did we get married?
Yeah.
When did I sign a contract that says that you're paying me and my daughter to play for your team for 2 years? There's no contract. There is no loyalty. You have a right to, there's more teams, there's more options. Put your daughter or your player at the best point to where they are going to succeed. It is not personal. It is business. And as you said, Alan, there should be no hating. There should be professionalism, because at the end of the day, I want what's best for the player.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about to me.
Yeah. And so that's a key, because I think, because for me that, well, you know, my daughter is coming off of 2 surgeries, and I could guarantee you, not this, probably this coming summer, but next summer, she might be running with 2 or 3 teams. Like there is no like, oh, you know, no, we're just running with you. That's just not facts. That is just not. I mean, because basically for her, it's gonna be this summer and next summer, and that's it. And that's it. Shit. That I'm trying to put her on as many floors in front of as many coaches as she can get, because like I've been told, all she got to do is catch one coach. One. All it takes is one coach to just fall in love with your daughter. One. And that's all that matters to me, is one. And so I'm in agreement with both of you guys, man. The whole loyalty crap, these coaches make me laugh. That shit is funny, bro. Like, I'm like, what? Like, what? Like, maybe if that coach had 10 offers for your kid by the time they was a freshman or something, maybe. Like, I could understand that coach maybe being hurt. Like, damn, man, now you gonna leave and I got her or him this and that. I could understand him being hurt. But loyalty, like I did you wrong, like, nah, bro. That's just not a thing. That's just not.
While being here in Texas, the things that I look for right now off the rip, because right now I can just be myself. So I mean, there's no chill in me right now. I want it one way. So if you work with my daughter, I have one thing. I'm like, what contacts do you have and resources to college coaches?
Yep.
And recruits. If you don't have any, I'm straight up. If you don't have any, you don't get to work with my daughter. It's that simple.
That's your standard.
The shit that other folks are doing, I've already done this shit. You know, right now it's just a form of repetition for her.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking for someone who can get on that horn and call a college coach or recruiter, be like, hey, I got this girl here that you ain't seen yet, or that you might want to take a look at. That's what I'm looking for. So if you can't do that, I'm sorry, as a trainer and as a AAU coach, and even as a high school coach, if you can't get on that fucking horn, hey, I don't call you coach. I'm really disrespectful in that aspect. I call you by your first fucking name. Hey, Johnny. That's what the fuck you are. You're not coaching my book. Because at this point, it's all about my daughter, and that's all I give a fuck about. You know, I'll keep my mouth shut about your horrible ass, whatever decisions that you make at times, but you got to have these connections and doing your due diligence. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I look for, and that's all I ask for. You know what I'm saying? Because I work with like I said, I do the back end work with my daughter. You just do your job, and if you're supposed to have those contacts for me. So that's what I look for. That's what I'm looking for right now, point blank, period. If you don't have that, hey, I'm sorry, I can't waste my time with you.
And you know what? A coach, because one of the things, and Rob, you know, because you're coaching with me, and you could contest to this. How many times have you heard me ask our players who wants to play high school varsity basketball?
Oh yeah, plenty.
Plenty. You
Plenty.
you didn't hear me mention no JV, no freshman. Who wants to play high school varsity basketball? So now at your level, if I'm coaching a high school team, my next question is going to be is who wants to play college ball? Who wants to
blank,
play
period.
at a high Division I level? Who has the high dreams? That's going to be my next level. Because if that's not what you're thinking, then guess what? I'm going to be the proactive one. My team ain't the team for you because I'm not coaching to go to the little colleges here that I got in the bag.
Yeah.
I'm coaching to reach for the stars. And like Rob said, if we get the clouds while reaching for the stars, that's one thing.
Yep.
And to add to your question, Alan, only thing I add to that is not only do you have to have college connections, what tournaments and platform are you going to have my daughter playing on? What can you get into? Because I'm not going to put my daughter on a team and you're playing in Billy Bob's Maui Invitational down the street or something like that. I need to know that.
Just because it's out of state, don't make that shit legit.
No, and
thank you.
Hey,
no, and I agree, and that's what I was going to get at next. Which circuits are you on? Which circuits are you on? Because see, me as a parent, and yeah, it is maybe a little unfair because I'm a coach, but I done already looked up the top tournaments. I done looked up to where scouts are going to be at. You know, like Rob said, to where they could see a plethora of talent in one place. I done looked up these circuits. And to me, I'm asking that coach, okay, and Allie, you and I had this talk a while back about the Springs. You know, okay, are you in these tournaments? Are you going to get your team in here? And if so, then you need to show me a schedule. Show me this right now, because if you don't have a schedule by now, then you know what? You're just talking hot air. And my daughter cannot play for you because she has to be, like Rob said, it takes one out of 25,000 D1 colleges. It takes one. If one sees my kid play and likes my kid, then I'm good. I'm good. You know what? I could take 24,999 no's, but that one yes will erase all those other no's. So it's not just, to make a long story short, because I'm rambling, it's not just about having a college connections, but what platform are you going to have my daughter playing on, and who is she going to be playing in front of?
Yeah. Alan, do you got more questions for the guest, bro?
Nah, I don't. I mean, actually, dang, how far are we along?
We didn't win past.
Oh, I'm sorry, brothers.
No. Oh, no, bro. It's not on you, bro. This is my fault. This is common for us, bro. This is normal. This is normal.
My fault, man. Well, shit, we're past it already.
Yeah.
Real quick, you're a New York fan, you know, Jets and Knicks. So I'm not going to talk about your Jets right now. Let's talk about the Knicks. How do you feel about y'all draft pick? Your first overall draft.
Opie?
Yeah. Well, I could tell you this: the Knicks have fucked up so many draft picks, so we had nowhere else to go but up.
Okay.
So I like Obi. I think, you know, for once we picked one of the best players and experienced players available in the draft. And, you know, he's from the area, so he can, and his dad was a great Rucker player, not played in the Rucker, so the Rucker's not a joke. You know, so he can handle the New York media. And the biggest thing to me is he wanted to be there. Because, you know, I'm not going to lie, as a diehard Knicks fan, I'm not in denial. A lot of motherfuckers don't want to play for the Knicks. They don't, because of Dolan. So when you do find somebody that wants to be there and that does have talent and potential, you snatch that person in a heartbeat, because that can help change your culture. So I like to pick in quickly, Quickly as well, Manuel Quickly. I think that was a good pick as well.
Yep.
So for the first time, in years, I'm actually happy with the Knicks draft.
Good.
So
Good.
I'm going to agree with you because we talked about this, I think, other day.
Yeah.
And
Yesterday.
I got Obi being between him and LaMelo Ball as Rookie of the Year. And I know Robin like it.
I feel like
I got one of them being
I
Rookie
feel
of the
like
Year.
he just likes to disrespect Anthony Wright. I mean,
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony,
Edwards.
yeah, bro.
Hey, I really got the Obi cat. I like him, and I was waiting for you to come on to tell you that I got the Obi cat because I think that's a great pick for New York.
A great pick. Absolutely.
I like Obi
pick.
too, but there's
Great
one
pick.
person that's in his way, Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you trying to trade him? So are y'all trying to trade him?
I don't know, because don't get me wrong, I like Randle too, but at the end of the day, they play the same position.
Yeah.
And it's not enough spacing on the floor. So that's why I will put Obi on an all-rookie team. But as far as Rookie of the Year, the only reason why I'm not high on that is because I don't think off the bat he's going to get the minutes that he needs for that. To it, someone like LaMelo Ball is going to get those minutes. Anthony Edwards is going to get those minutes with Minnesota. So you got to play. So hopefully, if Coach Tibbs don't be on that BS and he finds a way to get Obi, 20 to 28 minutes a game, then he has a shot. But right now, until they could figure out how they're going to work him with Randle or trade Randle, I don't see it. But I definitely think Randle, who's a good player, but his IQ is not there. And y'all know because he was with your Lakers.
Yeah. He just plays like a junkyard dog, like real tough, but IQ, he'll shoot a three with 4 seconds left on the clock when they're supposed to get the last shot. He's that kind of dude.
Doesn't know the right side of the court.
IQ.
Yeah.
He had a Kuzma IQ.
Yep. Kuzma.
Randle, in order to back you up, Alan, on that as a diehard Knicks fan, to me, Randle will have to be traded.
Okay.
And then you throw Obi in there, and Obi got to play. But right now, I think Quickly has a better shot because Quickly has come in and damn near solidified that point guard position for us, which we damn sure need because he can shoot, he could D up, and he can orchestrate an offense. I mean, he was the SEC Player of the Year at Kentucky. So I think he has a better shot with the minutes. But once again, until they trade Randle, and hopefully they do it sooner than later, then Obi will have a shot.
Okay. Well, we appreciate it, bro. Thanks for coming on, bro. Thank you a lot. I mean, for being so quick to do it. I mean, because normally, let me tell you what normally happens. Most guests that we have on, they want to get pre-questioned first. No, but now I don't know what it is, bro. Like people be nervous. Some people are too worried about their job. They're like, hold on, man. Now I don't want y'all to ask me nothing about this because my job. Well, don't come on. Don't ask to be on the show, bro, because we typically ask some crazy shit, but we just wanted to do this little Christmas special. And all this will be up on the channel. It'll be up on Spotify in less than an hour. Like, so for all the fans, if you got people that you want to have listen in or whatever, they can be up on it. But that's really it, man. Alan, do you got anything else, dog?
No, man, I just want to say thank you for coming out again. Happy holidays to everyone. We're going to try to do this with this new format. We're going to try to do some new things, be a little bit more spontaneous out there.
Yeah.
Jamar, tell everyone about your business, man.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, my wife is an esthetician, so we run a spa called Bloom Spa, which is located in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. That's www.bloomspa.biz. I run our online store where you can buy highly recognized reviewed products, which is Bloom Store, www.bloomstore.biz. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get with my brothers over here because for everyone that refer, two black guys, I'll put out a special discount incentive for all of your customers. So we deal with skincare products. We deal with weight loss supplements. So when you get a chance, check out our page. And if you have any questions, my phone number is on there. Give me a call. And thank you, brothers. This was an honor and a pleasure. And you ain't got to never worry about no rehearsals for me. This is as real as it gets. And that's why I love and respect this show.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, real quick. You said like vitamins and all that shit. Y'all got any hair gain products? Because I'm trying to grow my shit.
Brother, I'm working on something now. I'll let you know how mine look. If I can get through the George Jefferson, then we'll be successful. Because you saw what I said the other day with Rob and our coaching. He's James Evans. I'm George Jefferson.
yeah, bro. Man, damn, man. These fools is crazy.
Subscribe button, please hit that.
Oh yeah. Please hit that subscribe, hit the notifications, get the likes up, follow us on Spotify. I don't do that Apple stuff because they be trying to buzz heads.
Hit us up on those comments.
No, hit him up. Hit him up. Don't hit me up because I'm not reading y'all bullshit. Way too many haters. Way too many haters out there, man. And half the time, like I say, that if you're in Germany or something, why are you hating, bro? Damn, just support our shit. God damn.
Really?
Damn. But anyway, man. Well, that's it, y'all. Two black guys.
Two black guys.
With Table Talk. Holla.
Peace.